Hey guys, welcome to Political Fight Club. I'm Robert Durden. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you guys are having a good day. This will be my last vid. I'm going to do some shout outs to people that are doing some good work. Not a power rankings episode by any means, but there are some people I want to give shout outs to that have done really great work lately. And then my patrons as well. We're going to give you guys a shout out. Really thank you for your patronage. And last, we're going to talk about it seems that Joe Biden has not, in fact, been coerced into giving any executive orders in exchange for like the votes that the squad gave the Build Back Better plan. That was something that was theorized by a couple other YouTube channels, Kulinski included, that it was possible that they had extracted an executive order or two in exchange for their votes. It seems that is not the case. I am going to talk about Kulinski's reaction to what Joe Biden said, but it's actually, I think, in this instance, the correct reaction. I'm not going to go after him or anything in this case. You're welcome. Happy Thanksgiving, Kulinski. Anyway, my patrons, I can't do this without you. Thank you so much for donating on Patreon. And that is DBRH, Indy Left, my boy Indy. Thank you, bud. William, Mark, Tom, John, Joshua Reynolds, my buddy, my fellow Peorian. Thank you, my friend. Really appreciate you. Eventually, we'll meet up for drinks or something. Mamuka, Lawrence, and Joe. I really appreciate you guys. You're my lifeblood right now. I just barely have enough to like skate by and keep doing this show right now, just enough to cover expenses, and you guys are helping me with that. So thank you. All right, now let's talk about a couple of people who are doing really, really good work, and other people, like updates on people I've mentioned recently. I think Unapologetic is back up. I haven't spoken to him, but it seems that he's putting content again, and I said, like, he was in some dire straits recently, so thank you guys if you gave to him. That probably helped him get where he is, but, like, we need to make sure he gets taken care of as well. He's a human being. There's no reason he should be fucking homeless, especially since he puts up, like, all-star grade content. He's a wonderful guy, just let's take care of him, make sure he's okay. It looks like Fiorella Isabel is up. She's back again on Twitter. As of this morning, so we confirmed that. That is amazing. Now, speculation is, and I happen to agree with this speculation, but it is only speculation, that part of the reason the Convo Couch got censored and Fee got taken off on Twitter twice, two different accounts, her main account, and then she made another one later in the day that got a ton of influx of friends, and she got censored a second time. The idea is, it's possible that the reason she's getting censored is because the Convo Couch is doing on-the-ground reporting for the elections in Honduras. And we know because of reporting that Ben Norton did recently at the Gray Zone that they did the same thing with the Nicaraguan elections, where they censored over 1,000 like social media profiles that were actually like journalists and activists and people that were independently overseeing the Nicaraguan elections. And they said that they were bots, but they weren't bots. A lot of them just got censored because they were doing good journalism. Did Fiorella get censored in this same way because they're doing good journalism in Honduras? I'll let you guys be the judge of that. I also have an episode on Rockfin where I broke that down a little bit further. Welcome back, Fee. I'm glad you're here. And that was fucked up. I would love for Twitter to give us a reason. Did we get any reason why she was taken down? They never said. But I think we all might have a good idea of why. So welcome back, Fee. Great to have you back. Also, lastly here, I want to give a shout-out to Be The Change, Todd, from the INN, part of the Indie News Network with me. He's had me on his show before. His content's just been really, really good lately. I've watched almost all of his recent episodes, and if you guys don't know him, he's also a horticulturalist. He lives up in Washington, I believe, and he does a lot of videos also on like at-home growing, organic growing food, which I think is invaluable. But he also had a great episode on Bill Gates. He covered the Venezuelan elections really well, and I posted a link to that as well in a previous episode on Rockfin. He did a coverage that was very similar to mine on that. So he's just been doing great work. So go give Todd at Be The Change a sub. He's been doing great work. Okay, lastly here, guys, let's talk about Joe Biden. There was a theory going around, and it was being floated by Kyle Kulinski and a couple other lefty YouTube channels, where there's a possibility that the squad could be exchanging their votes for the Build Back Better plan in its current $1.7 trillion form, and of course the Republican infrastructure bill as well, for executive orders. Like they would say, listen, we're going to pass this shitty Republican one, we're going to give away our leverage, we're going to pass it first, but in exchange for that, Joe, you have to, for instance, expunge the records of all marijuana users, nonviolent drug users, and take it from Schedule 1 to Schedule 5, or just, legalize marijuana, basically. He can do that via executive order, and there seems to be no indication that he's actually going to do that. The opposite has actually happened. At the pardoning the turkey ceremony, which is just some bullshit that the presidents do every fucking year, they were pardoning the turkey, and then a journalist asked him, well, let's talk about pardons then, Joe. Are you planning on pardoning all of the nonviolent drug users for marijuana in this country? Because you could do that by yourself. And Joe Biden's response was, well, what do you need a pardon there, buddy? Basically, like, insinuating that he was like a druggie or something like that. But then they actually pressed back on him, and he ignored all the questions about it. So indications seem that it's not going to happen. He's not going to pardon nonviolent drug offenders, which means likely that the squad did not, in fact, try to leverage their votes for executive orders. Now, I told you you're in la-la land, Kulinski, for thinking that, but to his credit, he actually did put out an episode about this, and that's actually where I saw it, and I watched it, and it's actually a decent video. He does a good job going, it doesn't look like what I said before is happened, and this is the squad's fault, and it's Joe Biden's fault. Which, if you know anything about Kulinski, a month ago, he would have just skipped over the squad entirely. But to his credit, he goes, means what I told the squad to do on my show, 3 weeks ago, they didn't listen, and I'm pissed off at them. That is good. I like that take. Finally. So it seems, I think the wheels might be turning, and he might eventually become against, if not militantly against the squad, which would be, that's great. That's what I want. I want him to turn on the squad so that we can all agree to not give them any more fucking donations. And if we have a couple of these big-ass channels go, okay, we're going to abandon the squad, then the squad might have to listen. But we have to try to get people like Kulinski to change their minds, and it seems like he might actually be doing that, so I'm not going to go after him. But he's right. He goes after Biden as well. He goes, this is absolutely ridiculous and hypocritical because your son, Hunter Biden, is a fucking crack addict. So how are you about to be a hypocrite on this? So, of course, good. You go after Biden, but you also got to go, yeah, the squad could have absolutely gotten these executive orders. This one in particular, they didn't do it, so fuck you guys. That is the correct take. So, good job, Kyle. I'm not going to go after you if you put out good takes. But it's nice to see you go after Biden and the squad in one 5-minute vid. You keep it quick, and you just make sure that you keep it on substance, and it works well. So I happen to agree. It's bullshit. And, of course, if you had any hope about the squad actually extracting executive orders, you're in fairy tale land. Me and Savage Joy talked about this last night in our show. If you want to go see that, that's also on Rockfin. Savage meets Savage. It was a great conversation. We talked about this too. It's like, if you really thought that the squad was gonna extract something from Biden for their votes, you really don't. You're not looking at the evidence that has been the squad's record over the last year. Have they ever stood up to Biden or Pelosi? I can't think of one time. I can't think of one time they did. So it looks as though the executive orders are not going to happen because the squad's not doing their job. And of course, Joe Biden's not going to do anything unless he's forced to do it. So we'll see what happens with the bill. But it seems as though there will be no executive orders extracted from Joe Biden by the squad. Who could have seen that coming? He has 2 thumbs and he's right in front of you. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a good Thanksgiving. Don't say I didn't love you. I did an episode of my book club earlier if you want to listen to that, The Devil's Highway Chapter 3, and 2 other episodes today. But now I should probably go, hang out with my family. Actually, they haven't been here all day. They just got home just now. So peace out. I'm going to go hang out with them. I love you guys. Keep fighting that good fight out there.